Okay, good afternoon to all of you. And today we would like to discuss the in continuation with the previous class. We have seen in the previous, the previous class, in the previous session, we have seen what is the last update problem, when it could be get settled, uncomplete data, how it could be, inconsistent retrieval, how it could be. Already have seen. Now today we'd like to consider concurrency control with the locking methods. Okay, this is the concept here. This concept will be in terms of a practical and a theoretical approach. In both the approaches, you could have this particular concept. So let us see what is lock granularity, and then followed by lock granularity is a very big topic. So tomorrow I shall continue. I shall complete lock granularity in a bigger way. But today I'd like to give you some basic definitions for this, and then after that we'll move to lock types. What are the lock types we do have with us, and how the locks are supposed to be activated by using practically how they can be applied on one particular table. How the things will be happen with the different kinds of people or users with the practical approach of SQL here. We will see such kind of issues today. Now, granularity in the sense, so this could be implemented only with applying lock. Why people are not attending? Okay, applying this particular lock on a specific database will be called as granularity. Not only at this particular point, that's also be included how much data will be gets locked by lock table command. How much data will be gets locked. So whether it is entire database will be gets locked, or a very so one column of data will be locked, or one row of data will be locked. How much amount of data will be gets locked? That is very important for us. That how much amount of data will be gets locked will be called as a granularity of that particular database. Okay, so that is referred as granularity of that particular database. Normally, the locking of that particular data will be affects the concurrency on operations on that particular database, on that particular table. For example, that particular table, and this could be called as locking overhead, and this locking overhead will be always looking forward for how many number of rows, or how many number of columns, or how much data of that particular table will be gets locked, and whether the locking procedure will be affects the concurrency or not. Okay, the concurrency will be affected by locking or not. So for that particular kind of reason, so granularity of the data will be gets accepted. Okay, so however, so we'd like to come across with the actual points here. The points might be, so locking points might be seen in such a way. I hope that this could not be visible to you. I'd like to close this PPT for time being, and let me open Notepad for explanation point of view. So okay, let us consider how lock is being gets operated here on the data. Granularity in the sense, so how much amount of data will be gets locked by the lock table command. Okay, that is a command which we have, lock table. So this is the command. This particular command will be locks. So such amount of data in SQL. So granularity means whether this lock table command will be locks completely the data which is pertaining by the table, or only one particular row, or only one particular column. How much amount of data will be locked here? So that is what the point of granularity here. But as far as Oracle is concerned, so we have already I have given many application names of database, many application names of database. So those applications. So one of the applications might be Oracle. So in Oracle, as far as Oracle, so that Oracle could be always locks entire database or entire table. Whereas if you consider some other Sybase or Informix or some other applications, there is they do have some kind of provision to lock only one column or only one row or only certain number of rows were exactly followed by one particular command. So something like that will be available with Sybase or Informix or ProStage SQL or some other application, some other database applications. But in Oracle, you could able to lock entire table. Granularity of Oracle is very high. Granularity of Oracle is very high when compared to all other database applications. So, however, how could you apply log table command? What is the premises to be apply log table command? Let me give you the this particular log table command here right now. So how it could be seen here in the sense of log table. So table name in is keyword in. So either it is shared mode, shared or exclusive mode. Either of these two, not exactly both at a time, either of these two. MODE also a keyword. Okay, so lock table name is whatever the table you have to consider here, that particular table will be in shared mode or exclusive mode. So here, what do you mean by shared mode and what do you mean by exclusive mode? Let us have a discussion here. So shared mode in the sense, as far as shared mode, the table will be open for read-only mode. Read-only mode. Okay, so you could able to read the data. I mean, you maybe get separate only selection. So on that particular table, so number of people will be get separated. So shared mode on one particular table, then all those people are eligible to get the data and they have to retrieve the data for reading and accept reading in as well as the DML language commands. So we do have select with us, we do have insert with us, we do have update with us, we do have delete also there with us. So when read-only mode will be gets operated, then obviously you may be eligible to operate only selection, and these operations, deletions, insertions, and updations are so strictly prohibited when shared mode will be taken by you on any particular table. Whereas exclusive mode in the sense, so full rights, all DML operations will be, all DML operations can be so eligible to operate. Okay, but here one particular point I'd like to mention here. The point will be in shared mode. So only many number of users can operate. So shared mode. Okay, share mode can be gets operated by many number of people. There is no problem at all. So user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, many number of n number of users are there. Every user could be gets operated. So share mode on same object, that is shared table. There is no problem at all. But in exclusive mode, only one person can be gets operated. So only one person can be gets operated. So this exclusive mode operation. Okay, so only one user can be operated. Okay, not more than one user. If more than one user could be gets operated, first person will get the complete rights on the table, where second person will be under locking mode or deadlock mode or deadlock mode. So that is what you need to understand. So because of this locking, the concurrency will be phases. The concurrency will be phases 4 different types of conflicts. Conflicts. CYNFLICTS. Conflicts. 4 different types of conflicts. Conflict number 1. So read conflict. Okay, read conflict. Excuse me. Second conflict might be conflict number 2 will be so write conflict, read write conflict, and then third conflict might be so write to read conflict, write read conflict, and fourth conflict might be so write conflict. These are the 4 different types of write conflict. Okay, so read conflict in the sense, so I have given 2 reads here, read 1 and read 2. This read will be operated by user 1 and this read also be operated by user 1, user 2. Okay, first read is for user 1 and second read is for user 2. Let me give you one point here. Okay, one moment please, because it is big opening. Yeah, so you could see there is one particular table. There is a specific table here. So this is the server. Within this particular server, there is a specific table. Table A. Table name is A. And here is user 1 will be there. User 1 wants to access that particular table. User 2 also be there. User 2 also access this particular table. Okay, he wanted to access this particular table. He want to also access the same table at the same time. Normally, it is not possible. Normally, it could not possible. If you are supposed to operate, here it is a shared mode and here also shared mode. Share in the sense, right? Straight away, it could be speak about read mode and here also read-only mode. If both will be gets open, read-only mode, yes, there is no problem. The contents of this particular table could be gets opened by user 1 and user 2 simultaneously. Okay, concurrently they will open and they will operate. So within this particular regard, they will operate the select operation or a retrieval operation by both of them. There is no problem at all. Both will be gets operated selection on this particular table without any problem, and nobody will be put into deadlock mode or nobody will be put into waiting mode. Okay, there is no problem at all. But this person has been operated so in shared mode or read-only mode. This person also gets operated shared mode and read-only mode at the same time. Now at this moment, user 1 has operated one extra command other than selection, that could be insert, for example. Insert has been operated on that particular table, on this particular table. Now he will be forced to put into deadlock stage or waiting stage, because so both users are agreed and they are trying to open that particular table in read-only mode. While it is in read-only mode, he is trying to write some data onto the table, or he is trying to insert some data onto the table. Then the problem will be raised. The problem will be comes into the picture. Then user 1 will be put into waiting state, where user 2 will be continue his reading. He will be continued his reading. When this particular operation will be gets completed here in the sense, when he will be releases the clock, he will be close the clock, then that will be, this particular person will be releases from the waiting state. Otherwise, the locking state. He might be released from the locking state. I will show you everything by using practical operation here. So here all these conflicts, all these let me say whatever the lock or whatever the conflicts you maybe gets operated, everything will be released if you apply commit operation. A commit can be releases all locks. A commit can be releases all save points. A commit can be releases everything from your server. One commit will be releases everything. Okay, let me show you by opening this Oracle here. So let me consider this is one particular user. Hope that everything is displayed to you. This is one particular user. And let me open one more user. So this is another user. This is another user. Okay. Yeah, I have arranged these two users. One user has connected with Gopi, and the second user also be connected with the same. Second user also be connected with same. Look at this. So show user Gopi. Here also show user Gopi. Both are connected with the same kind of user here. And now these two people are wanted to operate some kind of operations on EMP. So if you want to book a ticket, so table will be whatever the database you are trying to activate, that particular database will be common. So common database might be shared among many number of people, and user also common. User also be common over there. Okay. So now let me set lines 150 set pages. So 50. Let me take this particular point here. Here also lines 150 set pages 50. Okay. So look at this here. He wanted to perform some kind of a lock operation. So lock operation by this particular person. Let us see. So lock table. Table name is EMP in share mode. Okay, in share mode. Yes, your table has been locked. Look at this. Your EMP table has been locked. Now, so here the same command could be gets operated here. Lock table name is EMP in share mode. He will also operate and say. So look at this. He's also logged with the share mode here. Now both of them are agreed that they are trying to read the data. They are not supposed to do any kind of manipulation other than reading. Okay. So here select everything from the EMP. Yes, he can able to see. He can able to see. So here also select everything from so EMP. He could also perform. Yes, he could also see the data here. He could also see. He could also see. There is no problem at all. If user number one, so this particular, let me say this particular user will be gets operated some other than select DML operation. Let me say I'd like to delete this particular row, for example. So wanted to delete this particular row. The row will be delete so-called everything from delete from EMP where the EMP number equal to 1236. For example, you could see delete from EMP where so EMP NO is equal to 1236. Now he will be put into in deadlock mode. No response is there here because you have agreed that you maybe gets operate only shared operation, only retrieving operation, not exactly other operations, only retrieving operation. So look at this. It is under waiting state. It is waiting. There is no response from this particular user. But here he could operate many things. Select everything from EMP. He could operate. There is no problem because he is operating only retrieval operation. So there is no problem. If he would operate the same command as like as this one, so delete operation as like as this one, for example, if he would also operate this one, then obviously the first user who was operated will be so immediately releases from this particular thing. He will be have some kind of response. Look at this. It will be wait for some time and will come. Look at this. A deadlock is being detected while waiting for the resource. I hope that you understand. A deadlock is being detected while waiting for the resource. So this particular user is waiting for the resource for deletion to operate on that particular resource that is stable on the table. He is trying to operate deletion, but a deadlock gets occurred. Why it is occurred here in the sense same operation was operated by your opponent also. Same operation was operated by your opponent also. So here there is no. I'm pressing my enter key. I'm invoking my enter key. I don't know whether you are listening to me or not. Okay, there is no response from this particular user. But here, so the lock has been released. Okay, the lock has been released here. When you have to operate a commit here, COMMIT, then lock will be released by this particular person. You could see how many enter keys you have been entered. Those many, everything will be noted here, and our operation was succeeded. Your operation was succeeded. So that is why it is called as a read conflict. Both of them are agreed for a read-only mode operation, but accidentally or knowingly, unknowingly, one particular person has operated either update, delete, or insert on the same object. Obviously, the person will be put into deadlock mode. Okay, so this is one particular kind of conflict. This is called as a conflict, and this conflict is causes because of this particular lock. Because of this particular lock, so-called thing will be gets operated here. Okay, so you need to so understand this particular point. Read in the sense both will be operated in share mode. Then one of those persons will be gets operated other than a retrieval. Then obviously that particular person will be put into deadlock mode. I hope that you have seen this particular data. I'm selecting here. You have seen this particular data. Okay. This is what about a read conflict. Whereas a read-write conflict. Read-write conflict in the sense first user may be operated share mode operation. Second user could operate exclusive. Now first user will be operated on the share mode, and second user is trying to take exclusive all operations. So then already lock has been made by that particular user. Then exclusive cannot be given immediately for you because already shared mode, read-only mode has been taken by that particular fellow, that particular user. Your neighbor has taken read-only mode. So then you are not supposed to give in exclusive mode operation. Let me show you. Here also let me go ahead and operate. So commit here. Okay. So everything will be commit has been completed. Let me clear everything. Here also let me clear everything. Okay. So now here I am trying to operate share mode first. So log table name is, if you operate commit everything, locks will be released immediately. If you want to do the exercise one more time, you have to operate log table one more time. Okay, log table name is emp in share mode. Okay, yes, your table has been locked. Now your table will be status of your table will be goes for share mode. I mean read only mode. Now at this moment, this user wants to all permissions to operate. Now look at this. Lock the table. The table name is emp in exclusive mode. He would not given the permission because already the status has been lock has the status of emp table has been changing from free mode to read only mode here. Free mode to read only mode here. So at this particular point, this particular person has not been given the exclusive in the sense write mode. That is called as write mode. He is not supposed to give in such permission. Look at this. He is not supposed to give in such kind of permission. Once the same table will be in read-only mode, second person will operate write mode, that is exclusive mode. so he will not be permitted to operate exclusive mode immediately until what extent of time he will be there in the so waiting state here in the sense. So when he was released the locks, if he want to release the locks, so he must operate commit. Yes, he was operated commit. Obviously, look at this particular table. So has been locked. Now locking has been gets operated here. Okay. So this is the way you have to confirm that. So read operation. Otherwise, share mode will be taken by one user. So immediately, so exclusive cannot be taken by other user. That is called as a read-write conflict. That conflict is called as a read-write conflict. Okay. Now write-read. Here also, let me operate commit here. Write-read. First person has been operated. First person has been operated. So write operation, that is exclusive mode. Yes, he was operated exclusive mode here. Now second user wants to operate the read mode. Read mode in the sense share mode. Okay, read mode in the sense write to read in the sense write in the sense exclusive, read in the sense share mode. He is trying to operate share mode here. How this could be? Let us examine. Once all permissions will be endorsed to one particular fellow, all other people who are trying to access the same resource cannot be accessed, cannot be implemented, because all permissions have been given to this particular user, and all other users who are accessing the same object, they will be put into waiting mode. They will be put into, so they are waiting for some time, so until this particular fellow, this fellow will be releases the lock. Okay, if this fellow releases the lock, then he will do anything. Look at this. So select everything from EMP. Yes, he can perform, and then followed by he wanted to delete one particular row 1 2 3 5. He wanted to delete. Yes, so delete. So from EMP, where EMP Yango will be equal to 1 2 3 5. Yes, he could delete, and then he wanted to update something. Yes, immediately he may be updated. Yes, he wanted to do some other operation. Yes, everything will be gets operated because he was in exclusive mode. All operations will be permitted for exclusive mode. Okay. Then after this one, if you would operate a commit, then his lock will be released. Look at this. Is now accepted for locking. Is now accepted for locking. So therefore, what you are supposed to understand. So when a write mode will be taken by one user, all other users cannot be permitted to operate either read mode or it is write mode. Both will be not taken into permission, they're taken into unanswered by other users. So this is the point you need to understand regarding to write-read conflict. Of course, write-write conflict also be same. So if one person has given write conflict, I mean exclusive mode by one particular person will be taken, all other people could not be operate any other locks, any other operations on the same resource. In this way, you have to get operate our lock table, and this lock table operation is very much useful while concurrent operations are being going on with the same object or same table or same database. Okay, this is what the point which I'd like to make here. So types of locks are two different types of locks are there. So one is a binary locking system as per theory. I'm talking about as per theory, binary locking system, and second one is a two-phase locking system. We are what we have discussed so far. This discussion was on the two-phase locking system only. So tomorrow we will come across everything. So what is binary locking system and what is a two-phase locking system? How this could be gets operated theoretically, we will see. We will see each and everything. Okay. At this time, the classes gets over. And if you have any questions, you please go through this video.